At the recording of this video, the market is green. And the question is, what is influencing the stock market right now? Why is it green? Is there any explanations to this? Because despite that, we actually do have some information that may not be really good. And that is in regards to China saying that there are no ongoing trade talks with the US, calls for canceling unilateral tariffs. This is something that we don't want to hear at this time. We have a lot of uncertainty in the market already, and seeing something like this isn't what we want, especially if you're investing. But despite that information, the stock market is still in the green. So why is that a thing? Now, one of the things that I would say is, in my opinion, a lot of investors are already experiencing some fatigue. A lot of the institutional investors sold out of the market to protect their gains. And of course, the market sold off, right? Now, this market is slowly recovering. And any time from now, we might begin to hear the good news. And with that means that any time from now, if the administration, or in this case, President Trump, makes an announcement via his Truth Social, and shares this tweet saying that maybe China has come to the table, or they've initiated conversation with China, that may be a catalyst for the market to shoot up. And that is why you don't want to miss out by staying too long on the sidelines, especially if you're somebody who decided to sell out and wait for maybe better market conditions. But you have to still be cautious, because we still have the uncertainty there that, hey, China may come up with something new, or the US may come up with something new. And that is not what the market would definitely want, because it's going to take the wrong turn and go down pretty quickly if that happens. Airlines, particularly American Airlines, actually withdrew their guidance. Delta has done the same thing. You have Southwest cutting some flights, raising the awareness to the fact that, the economy is not looking great, because I guess people are changing their plans and they're not seeing the bookings for the periods that they believe they should. Because summer period is usually when these airlines see a lot of bookings, right? Their bookings shoot up. But if that is not looking good, they tend to withdraw their guidance. And that is exactly what these airlines have done at this point. At the moment, the Dow Jones is up 303 points, and that's about 0.77% in the green. We have S&P 500 up 75.27 points up, and then that's around 1.4%. You have the Nasdaq up 322.88, and that's about 1.93% up. So those are looking really good so far based on what we know right now. But is it going to close in the green? That is something we'll see in the near few hours. As an investor, what are you doing though? The question is, are you waiting on the sidelines? Are you staying on the side waiting for the market to truly be in the green? Because that is something that you don't often see. There's this pattern that the stock market does. The market sells off at a very steep decline, okay, and then it takes a steps back up. So it's like when the market sells off, it takes an elevator down, so it goes down pretty sharp and quickly. But when it's going back up, it goes back up using the stairs. Generally speaking, you don't often see that V-shaped recovery that is expected, especially in this type of environment where there's a lot of moving parts, different countries involved, different policies are being implemented. A lot of companies and CEOs are raising their awareness to the fact that the market or the economy is not looking great, and if things continue this way, we might find ourselves in a bad position. So all those factors are definitely on top of investors' minds at this point. So if we continue in this type of environment, we may see a gradual recovery back, right, to the highs of maybe the February highs in the stock market. But that is something that we cannot always count on. So you have to always remain cautious and pay attention to what is going on. Now, one of the things I will say though is, You don't want to time the market. Always remember that it is best to dollar cost average if you can, whether it's every week, whether it's every month, whatever works for your situation is what you should stick to. That is a plan that you have that works for you, then stick to it. There is no reason for you to try to time the market and try to chase the next hot stock market or hot stocks. Okay, if that makes sense. I can't speak well this morning. So that is something that you should keep in mind. The other thing that you want to keep in mind is that, hey, we are just one tweet away from from good news, right? One tweet away, one headline away, and things moves up in the right direction that we want. But seeing these greens back to back, if it continues, is a great sign, showing that a lot of these investors are tapped out. They are ready to get back into the market. They are done with the red days, and hopefully we don't have any negative news come out anytime soon, and maybe we can slowly make our way back up. Another thing to keep in mind is that we have a pause on the tariffs on some of these countries, right? That pause was extended to for 90 days at the time of recording recording this video. We are almost into at least more than 10 days into that pause already. So which means, in the next 2.5 months or so, we may start getting back to, hey, we're approaching the deadline for these tariff negotiations to have been done, and that may spook the market. So the point here is there's always need to exercise patience. There's always need to exercise a lot of caution and not put yourself in a situation where you will end up costing yourself a lot of money because you were not patient enough. So it is key to be patient. It is key to play the long-term game in this market. And I hope that you do the same. And of course, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I would love to see you in the next video, and have a great day.